Well, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Pontus. And boy, let me tell you, I'm tired and I'm pissed. Yeah, that's right, I said it. But the reason I said I'm tired part, if you look above, between the aggressive expansion and the tyranny, look at our war exhaustion. That is the highest I've ever had, and that is unacceptable. Unacceptable because it ruins the monthly ruler's popularity gain, and the population is rather unhappy with us. But, yeah, they're more unhappy despite the positive stability that we have around here. Because we've been in war, many wars. First with Cappadocia, which we made great gains, including in Cappadocia proper. So we made the gains here, here, all these provinces, there, and there. And of course, don't forget that bit too of these provinces. Yes, we made great gains. And then we intervened on the Thracian Civil War, which during that Civil War, Macedon took advantage of Thrace by grabbing some territory, which is mostly rural area anyway, which makes Macedon feel strong enough that they can defend themselves to take on the Romans. Which Thrace does have a casus belli against Macedon. And Macedon does have a casus belli against Rome, interestingly. But Dalmatia still holds Pella, or what's left of it. And Seleucid Empire, which we are now more bordered with them now, which one would think we would feel threatened. But they're having their own civil war, which they'll no doubt put an end to it, as the revolt's been mainly over there. And no, the Mauryads do not have a casus belli against Seleucid Empire, but they do have it against Bactria, which is a satrapy of the Seleucids. And also we got involved in this war against the Bosporan, Pontine Army, which we recently ended the alliance with them because of the civil war that I said, no, enough, I can't handle it anymore. Which one would think we've alienated our ally? Not exactly. What if we side with the rebels and help kick the loyalists out? Then we'll establish, re-establish friendly relations. But the problem with that is that we can't get rid of the levies. That's my main concern for all this. It's the levies. That's what's causing it. Despite the devotio invoked, it's not enough. And we don't have the zeal for it. Not that kind of guy. And the next Archon who's coming in soon, he's got some zeal. In fact, he's pretty much average on everything. Despite lack of popularity, which that's gonna work against him. And also there is a likely threat of a Provincial Rebellion, as these minorities here wish to fight a war of independence against us. So be it. We'll beat them up. But we need to get out of this war. But fortunately, we have about 2 months. By March 9th, we can just declare whatever gains we made, which honestly, I kind of don't want that land because we did not earn this. And yes, we took the territory, but since we're about to get out of this war, withdraw. Because we're about to have a situation here that's not going to do any good. But be deployed in over here. They'll be stationed there, and then when they revolt, we'll deal with them. And as soon as this war ends, we could finally disband those levies. looking. Like, isn't there a way to disband? Oh, damn it. The war has to end. Which will get it done in 2 months. Not to mention that's killing our manpower reserves because of the race levies. You see all this? The levy screen? Tax, manpower, research. Shot. We will only raise this levy from Cappadocia Pontica during conflicts like these, which is only for national emergencies, but I believe our army, the Legion here, I believe they're confident enough to take them on, these provincial rebels. So let's get out of this country. Wait till March 9th, alright? 3, 2, 1. Actually, just wait one more day just to make damn sure. We can get out of this war. And they're not suggesting any because we are disconnected. As I said, well, good, because I never wanted to be in that in the first place. We just want to get out of here, bring our levies home. Bring our boys home. We all must go home. Now we can finally disband those levies and begin a period of peace. An uneasy peace, that is. But despite all this, look at the military experience that we have gained from these past conflicts. And the levies won't be raised again until 4 months, which will be increased to 2 years, so we won't be able to raise levies for 2 years. Fine by me. Because I am not expected to fight any more wars at this time. And the Democrats are really behind us now again. Even though it should be the traditionalists that should be more happy that we finally ended this bloody conflict. Give it a month and then... Or we can't, you know, raise more tyranny. I mean, I could do more of this, but... that's cost increase. So you probably don't want to do that. And then I'll put my main focus, with all this money that we have, on this current mission for the growth of Bithynia and Paphlagonia. So it's mostly focusing on the city of Sinope, the traditional capital of Paphlagonia. But the capital of the Republic is Galdulon, which has recently become a metropolis. So basically, we're going to be focusing during most of the peacetime, with all that high war exhaustion, on improving. While we get our, you know, aggressive expansion down. And with that political influence. Really? You're willing to come back to us? No, you still have territories that I want. Such as more of these Armenian cities for more manpower and economy. In fact, that's the most populous. And when does our truce expire? Next year, but we can't go to war against them. Because of... I mean, sure we can, it's just... we would have to be deployed in a limited force, and it's not going to be till 2 years if you wish to use the levies again. But may heaven forbid that they don't attack Cappadocia before we do. That means they'll get everything. Because they're an empire now. And that's empire in name and government. So, ships will be deployed there for the time being. the new Archon is coming. I've done my part. Now it's your turn. Just passing through. Just let it happen. Forget about, well, that's actually going to add more tyranny. Well, leave that alone. We tried everything. So, it's going to happen. In about how long? By next year. That's over there. We already deployed the ships there while the army will be stationed over there, and we can deploy there at a moment's notice. So we got some business to take care of. And look at this. It's every 12. Although, a part of that is army tradition because they're still on their way back home. Still be approved upon. 4 years. That'll do. So everybody's not happy about us because of that war exhaustion. Now that we found the time, it needs an aqueduct and court of law. Not to mention all the other missions that have to be finished. It's mainly Cappadocian Zoroastrian now. Yes, in majority. Do I have to get rid of some of these buildings? Should look for the other ones. Owned at least 3 territories of port buildings in the province of Bithynia and Piraeus, including those owned by subjects. All port territories have city status, and all port territories and affairs are fortified. Fortified ports. So talking about damn it, this area here. This has got a port that's fortified. This one does not. So a fortress here. Oh yeah, you're a Tribune. It's been a while. Because you got loyal cohorts. How much? Ooh, too much. Actually, we have a new Archon coming in. Don't do anything. So there's 2 cities with fortified ports. So it's like, yeah, we're gonna have 3, but we don't own this. I think we're gonna need to build another city. It's gonna cost plenty of money and some political influence. We don't own this, and this is not a fort city. Because Thrace controls some of that. Well, it does point out to that, so might as well build a city there. And then after that, then have at least 2 markets in each of these ports, which you'll have to save money for that. If you want to go down that route. There's farming settlements and all settlements producing food. None of these. Or, it's like, yeah, you could use that for starters, so you have to pick either two. Food depth. Okay, city it is. Never thought I would build another city for this. It's part of my last act. So let's get to work. And I could build more buildings for this city to keep up with the growth, but I think it needs other priorities. Especially with the food of the province. That's another thing. But you have to look up all the areas. This has a farming settlement. This does also. And that too. Olives is not food. Not the most fertile, but it'll do for the time. And if need be, in fact, what are the rewards for this? Other than another local import route there. Don't have a foundry. That's a no-go. Time for the new Archon. Oh no, that's the bad man. He'll do. Threat of civil war averted. Just. But it's mainly due to the tyranny. They're still marching. Be patient. And despite all this, look at the amount of money we make. Now that we have the levies disband, and with all the maintenance up, and we make a good amount of money because of the cities we've captured, as well as improvements that we're making to the province, as well as all other areas. So just lower the fort and fleet for the time being, but not the army because of, obviously, of what's about to happen. Looking around the territories for potential buildings to build based on relevant areas. Like I would build a fortress. You gotta have at least one fortress in each province of Danon if we're gonna be that intensive when it comes to fortifications and whatnot. Yeah, I figured. That's their new capital of Cappadocia. Right then. The battle-hardened soldiers serving under Carriga Xerxid have performed mighty acts of valor. Carriga, in act of benevolence, requests permission to institute a particular form of service award unique to his army. He would take great offense at being denied of this honor, but he might wish to become allowed too much autonomy. He might become more ambitious, but most of the cohorts are loyal to the Tribune, but not this deployed one. But at least you've gained some popularity, so let them have their due. Oh, coming in for the third term. I mean, he'll likely be elected because he's popular. And he's Tribune of the Treasury. So yes, we make a lot of fortune right now. Research ratio is good, but can be improved upon. Let's have more raised taxes throughout. Admiral of the 3rd Navy. Oh, I get to persuade. Didn't he serve a term before? The history. Yes, that's his 2nd term. Old, familiar faces are needed for this country. And of these newly conquered territories, let me see them. Good research. Provincial Rebellion? Yeah. Well, they'll only have to rely on levies. And if they ask for access, I ain't giving it to them. I mean, I don't have a claim to that area. We were working on it. Yeah. It would be nice for me to deploy my army, take advantage of this. But we never figured out how many there are, so they're out roaming. In fact, you should look up their provincial loyalties. Should pay attention to these. No, don't do that. One wants to claim a holding from me, and the other man, he wants the holding. 21 holdings? Whoa. He's only a rival to the governor of Armenia. Great. I just need more of this, about as much as I need more money. Far more populous than the other. always have it. We just like to confiscate. They want to desecrate whose temple? Oh, they only have one seat. You have no say over anything. Oh, Midas has actually become the oligarch party leader. Whereas we know this Democrat party leader will be the Archon in the future. And I really want to give more seats. Oh yes, we remember you. You'll do. Just want more power to Democrats so we can have more support of the Senate. Which one would think? Hang on. It's almost like if you wish to be an oligarchy, that's what this is for, but you don't need to do that. Yeah, impossible, because of who we're dealing with. At least when we took Cappadocia Province, there's a lot more Cappadocians now. So no doubt the Armenians are our largest minority, because we are taking territories of where they lived. Rhodopolis. Where? Here? There's nothing here. In fact, I'd rather move that there. And if there's going to be another Provincial Rebellion, well, we can beat them up too. Teach them a lesson. Because I still want to, you know, send Cappadocia populations to all kinds of places. And we have the funds to make it so. Chaos. That's 100 because that's our province. Hang on. Chaos. Oh, of course. Because, you know, that's my area. I don't know why I have a harsh treatment, but I just left that there. Pro-Pontic Hellenic. Yeah, not many people live here, unfortunately. But you know what? Do that instead. So yes, those Cappadocian people who live in these areas will now be moved over there. Especially out of Paphlagonia and Piraeus, which is our capital province. Which, you know, sometimes, you know, they get a bit overcrowded, especially with all that food. Well, we have to send them over there. All these kinds of people that have come here have come a long way. Far away from here. But the manpower recovery is great. It's better than ever. And it kind of makes you want to spend money in the future for these kind of buildings, training camps. An outrageous display of brazen ineptitude of our guys Straton had challenged the ownership of a holding belonging to Kaibanus Arid this afternoon, with only a set of blatantly forged documents to back up his claim. The proceedings did not last long. Shall we press for recompense? Money or stability? We can get 50 in 2 months, so this land has belonged to us for generations. Higher the stability, more happiness, and more research, more importantly. Two levies. Oh. They're not going to let that go. As soon as they take that area back, we got to fabricate that claim over here again. Which again, we have no claims out of anything right now. And there's a threat of possible civil war, which is solvable. I would put a claim here. Gokak, Cox in Iberia, Ararat, and what the hell's the other area? It's these two. Man, it's just good land. But it's populated by the other kind of Anatolian. Since we've reunited with our Cappadocian brethren. But unfortunately, none of them are Zoroastrians there, as look at the Zoroastrianism that we have spread. And now making its way up here. It's a miracle. There's been a lot of luck to prepare the city games in our capital, Godillan, with only a few days left before it starts. They started looking for us for some aid to financial support them. It could be even grander than originally planned. If we assist them, we are sure to gain some fame among the general populace. It'll probably be fun. I'm not spending my money, because that money is needed elsewhere. So just working it on here. Such as when this city is built, build a fortress. And then all these little, you know, all these little goods. As well as farming settlements. Can't forget about them. And we have to take down this fort. Because we're bordered with Thrace, and it's not a problem. This other area too, which has a tribal settlement. Get out of here. Oh boy, here it comes. Prepare to deploy fleet. Head to Albia. Now. What the hell are you doing all the way over there? Thank you. Despite the war exhaustion, this is a very stable period, but we're about to have a Provincial Rebellion, so that stability may go down. But the army will be in action. We will not use levies. This is just to teach them a lesson. In respect. What the... gathering of animals. The strangest thing is happening in Pimalisa. Animals have gathered around the living rock of Stonehenge, and what is quite a peculiar sight. We're not that desperate for money nor food, so we'll just say this must be a sign from the gods. A sign from Ahura Mazda. More omen power, more population happiness. Which we urge these people to cooperate here. That's what we need. We're about to have a provincial rebellion, and now these animals have come. A most auspicious sign, which means even faster population conversion to Zoroastrian. Also, let's put the stirred treasure in the sanctuary of Gadilon here, because we use it for local population growth and more research. We could add more population growth, more research. Okay, more research it is. For now. Because I prefer it to be something else. Like, oh, where the heck is it? The bust of Demeter. For food monthly modified food. That means we have to... Oh no, we can't get it off of that city. Can't do that. Because of what I would do just to get it off of that city and put it here. But instead, we're using it for more local research. And now, we have all been waiting for. Rebellion. Rebellions. Plural. Scythian. By this king. Deploy the army. He's a 9, you're a 9. Let's beat him up. Got them all? Now let's take the area. Don't take too long. Espada. Scythian word for army, I assume. Too late. That was their levy, now there was their whole army. We'll have it go down shortly. Then we have to take care of this area next. We'll check back at a later time. Just one more farming settlement to be built, and then you've got your granary. Just a minute. Not that desperate for money, so very high stability right now. We are living in a largely peaceful period, even though we are tired of war. Almost. Water shortage, good roll. Took care of that piece of business. Try that again. Oh, They're all the way over there as well. At least you made it back safely. What gives? Oh, yeah. Sarmatia spirits will deal with that too. Just let it happen. The army will take care of everything. And whenever the tyranny is low enough, I'll be sure to do more of these. Hope you learned your lesson in respect. That'll get it all the way down. Do you dare to rebel now? Meanwhile, the communist city of Revel. Our extension of new privileges and investments to local infrastructure has seen Revel's grow from relatively mini to a true Bithynian city. While it still has some way to go before it could rival the great cities of our age, the past 2 years have ushered a new era of growth and urbanization into territory. Okay. This is to have a fort fortified. Yes. And it needs 2 markets. So I see. Keep it up. One of these days, I gotta build that holy site for Tistria. Which I have to put it somewhere. Like, preferably up here. And if I had Zoroaster, I would build a holy site of him there. Because, you know, building a holy site and being the owner of a holy site, just like what we did with this one, adds more passive. So we kind of need that for full modifier just to keep up with the growth. There's something about Cavernous which exudes the air of aloof superiority. Many have begun avoiding him just out of sheer irritation of his arrogance. Oh dear. Arrogant is not a good trait. Not good at all. He's extorting territory. No wonder. I would put him on trial for this, but that adds more tyranny than it needs to be. How old are you, man? He's ailing. Infection. You're the reason why this rebellion's occurring. But we'll be happy to put him down. Until the tyranny is low enough to be at acceptable levels, I will continue to invoke the vote. just to get that war exhaustion down faster. Not a reason why to control this territory. Slaves needed for local surplus. That would be a good thing to have. And this thing here, conversion, which we can handle that. Local base trade on. Ooh. We can destroy those right now if we send an army over there. But we're committed to putting down another unruly province. And once we're done with that, we'll send it over there and destroy that holy site. Bring it home to our treasure and we'll put it somewhere. Preferably at a new holy site, which I would put it here. That's going to cost you 300, remember that. He was this low once, but low morale for 24 months. Again, the opposition we'll be facing is going to be small, so he needs to stick with us. Even if it's going to hurt the morale of the army a bit. Himalisa is prospering. Our colossal construct had unexpected benefits, Himalisa. It is now pure euphoria to traverse the market district and see the delighted citizens prosper. We anticipate that the morale will be strengthened in the region, but to this extent no one imagined. This gives us a great opportunity to capitalize on the momentum we now have. We need to build a city over that. Ah, here it is. This one's even better. I mean, look, the taxes are fine, alright? But Pimalisa's just settlement. We don't have a city, but if I had a lot of money and time, I would definitely build a city there. And, of course, the holy site for food reasons. This is a beacon for our nation, who will look here for guidance, so even more stability, and we'll get rid of all that tyranny. Which will use that right now. Now it's back up to the way it was earlier, but only this time the war exhaustion will go down faster. So that way we'll feel that when it gets down to at least 5, that's when I think it'll be at acceptable level. That we will fight another war with Cappadocia before the damned Seleucids. Need to beat him to it. So glad that the opportunity came. It's that corruption of that governor, which I had to have them sacked for this. But he's a minor character. Just let it happen, alright? I really want to fight against these rebels. Just beat them up again. And once that's done, replace the governor with someone less corrupt. And the manpower's going up faster than ever. Especially more so that we just built a new city here. It needs marketplaces. Because it has at least 2 markets in each of these ports. This one already has one. This one does not. No room. But you have to get rid of these 2, unfortunately. So this might as well be mainly trading cities to the far west, but here is more important. And eventually there too. make even more money for more, like, reduced Legion maintenance. So proud to be a Zoroastrian. Really want to get down there, because the lessons that we learned from using those levies really cost us. But I'm sure there are oratory innovations that reduces war exhaustion. Or is that under religious? It's religious. For like these. Retirement opportunities. Now that the Legion maintenance costs reduced, we make about 26. Now it's, whoops, wrong screen. Now it's slightly more. It's like, yes, there's still tyranny, but at least that. But at least we're using that just to get this damn thing down. As much as I'd like to get more military experience, but no. It's going to take a little longer for it to start. Huh? Oh, that daughter. How are you feeling? Bit depressed, but he's an orator and silver tongue. No wonder why you're going to be Archon. He's a reformed gambler. Good to know. Used to gamble, but not anymore in his life. Need another. Let me see if these other areas they have under control. But again, different Anatolian culture. More cities. Oh yeah, stay away from Assyria. So this is not to take when we're done with them. I'd rather have more of, you know, this other part of Cappadocia. So it would have to be this. A bit more of this. Oh, no, you idiot. You already have that. It's this and this you have to control as well. Not interested in this. But am interested in taking that as well, just to isolate them from more. So I mean, we isolate them now, it's just... And do not forget about the main objective. This has no fort. This does, but way more fortifies. Okay, we got it. Military. These are the more populous areas. This is less, except for the Armenian one. because it's got some fancy holy sites that I want to destroy and bring some of the treasures home. And plus, Zoroastrians live there. Yes, I got my perfectly legitimate reasons for a future conflict that'll no doubt happen in the next episode. Now you get a good idea of what they're like. A lot of heavy infantry. In fact, that's their fourth army. That means they got more than one army. That can't be good. Was a researcher. Want to get more approval from Democrats? Well, as long as you keep it under control. But scorned family helps. But oligarchs don't like when it's scorned families. But I like to keep the balance of things. Oh, not this goof. It's for the Xerxid, the prestigious family. You'll do. So, by the way, he can't be persuaded. But he'll be more happy when the Xerxids are running things again. $11 plus 6, 17. He's more low. In the meantime, you should be drilling. Get you a little experience, but I just want you to be ready for the next Provincial Rebellion that may or may not occur. I mean, it'll occur, but I just don't want the rest. Because that damned corrupt governor that I'll soon get rid of. What the heck? Man's to be the next Archon, and yet he's discovered himself a sizable quantity of gold. But he's healthy. Well, oh, why would I want to flog the future? I mean, he's going to serve his third term. Or we could try to get him to stay loyal. It'll make me less popular, which I think it would be for the good, just for this once. Plus, we make money easily these days. He's a popular man. He's well liked in this country. I'm not. I've just become arrogant. Fruits of Maradan. So it's one of the more fertile provinces of Bithynia and Paphlagonia. The right support its farms could feed the entire region. There you go. You could complete this, or should we go the other way? 600 gold! Gains food depot permanently. Either that or... I can't do that. We don't make that much money or even have the audacity to save that amount of money to get such things done. I think I'd rather go for bread and circuses, which the food will be spent, but that's just more national freedom and happiness here, which one would think this isn't even worth it, but the country of Pontus for national freedom and happiness for a while. Well, figuring, okay, use that. But unfortunately we can't get that now. Now all it needs is port markets. And then Sinope needs more buildings. But if you wish to continue, you could go down there, which we do not have a foundry building. Which if you wish to get that, you would have to, you need 3. 1, 2, 3. Wait a minute, did I get this wrong? Yes, you got it wrong. That's 1, 2, 3, 4. I think you're better off just to get this and then just complete the mission of the growth of Sinope. And plus, that's a lot more money to spend. And Chaos is to be a major shipyard? Not really. I considered Godilon and, what is that other city? This one. To be more of major shipyards of where we get our medium ships from. We do not have the ability to produce heavy ships, and Navy is not really a priority in Pontus because there's no other enemy navy that would oppose us. It's just if they try to get to our sea, the Pontus Sea, well, you're going to have to go through Thrace first before they deal with us. So Navy is not really a priority to us. It's mainly for transport and occasionally anti-pirates. Which I kind of do need heavy ships in the future. Whenever we make cities more prosperous or grabbing rich Armenian and Cappadocian lands, then we'll consider expanding the Navy to include heavy ships, medium ships, to patrol around the sea, search and destroy pirates' fleets that raid our coasts. They just don't know when to quit, do they? We have no claims against... Actually, we do have a claim against. So it's when? Oh, yeah. We kinda do. It was originally meant for Legion, but... I guess they successfully became an independent nation. Now they found their ally. Right. So we can't fully eliminate the Bosporan yet. But this area has Steppe Horse and the others Salt. Just to include the rest of it for the future. Well, there you have it. Marketplaces need to be built. Have to take this down, unfortunately. Make room. And 2 marketplaces to be built there. Oh, here we go. Right at the beginning of next year. Stop your training. It's time to fight. Also, take down that fortress. Ever since they built that there, that's not a good area to hold. We don't need anyone's help. Wait next month. We should be drilling troops. Because the amount of experience we gain in this defensive war. Of course they did. That means those Seleucids will be on the offensive again. those bastards got away. Don't let him take that area. There you go. We'll get him done in no time. Damn it. Get a levy. A levy. That would be, just only them. Have them dealt with. What is your priority, alright? Is it discipline, the experience of the eventual law where we get the pass to have even more legions, replacing levies for good? Or even start working on this path where just get 4 innovations. And you have the ability to build foundries, which will do a lot of good for research. And when you have more research, you can get innovations faster. That's what you want, right? And plus, starting that opens the path towards siegecraft, which is something that we are far behind of. Just looking for the others so I can remember what's our future going to be. You could get this, but we'll become military intensive these days. I don't think we've reached food crisis as of yet. So keep going for military innovations. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Right. So keep going this way. This is for heavy infantry discipline for the army. Oh yeah. Cappadocian citizens will appear in these areas. And soon we'll have port markets, so that means another local import route. Now, Sinope. Which I'm thinking about getting rid of those 2 buildings. Or perhaps these. And also thought about getting rid of that fortress because, you know, our real capital's here, and we've had that there for a long time. But that would make our prospering city a bit defenseless from pirate attacks, don't you think? All it needs is an aqueduct and a court of law, then that's it. So, okay, do get rid of this. And that. Aqueduct. Court of law when we make our fortune next time. save that money. Don't you know how sending a colony costs? Actually, it's for 10. Okay, just wait a bit. Thank goodness. This is why we came up there in the first place. We want to colonize the whole plains. About to engage him soon. Colonize it here. The Xerxid Reforms. The plight of the downtrodden has been long debated in regards to the Pontine military. Our policy of exclusion outside times of great need has resulted in other nations forging ahead of us in military matters. We have received word that great reforms have taken place in Rome, driven by bipartisan force of the elite and common folk alike, resulting in sweeping changes to the very nature of the Roman military. Carriga Xerxid, the man possessed of a keen military mind, argues that we might benefit from adopting a similar approach, though the cost of such matter would be worth considering. The Xerxid Reforms. Institute a military modernization law. Increased discipline. What else does it do? Yeah, it's just discipline. That would reduce the levy size multiplier and manpower. What? This will make him even more loyal to us. The Democrats approve of this idea. But the population is going to like it for 5 years. And we would get some aggressive expansion, which I'm not terribly worried about that right now. Let's embrace these reforms. So, a citizen levy is no longer enough to support the interests of our state. We must create a permanent and modern army so we can defend ourselves and project power when we need to. This act proposes a drastic overhaul of logistical and administrative divisions within our armies. So on this very year of 186 BC, or 578, the Xerxid Reforms during this period of peace, at least in the old country. We got them all. Now go assist them with that siege. That means we can create more legions as much as we can afford. And this also reduces the size of levies, so you know, even though 4 is the minimum. So they're just no longer necessary. I think, unless it's a national emergency. Getius fighting against Macedon. Well, we better wrap this up, and soon. Because who knows what the Seleucids could be up to. Because I don't want them to fight against Cappadocia. Cappadocia is mine. They can have this. But, oh, let me see. They can have Albania and Assyria, but not Armenia nor Cappadocia. Got it? We consider the Seleucids as not only a threat to us, but also a great trading partner. But that aggressive extension we just got, that'll go away in time. They've raised their levies. What are you? Nothing. Very curious about you. It seems like you plan on starting a war against Macedon. In fact, they're mobilizing towards the direction of Macedon. Come on, hurry up. Wait for it. Now. That'll get rid of it. Levy already raised. This governorship's levy will stand down. We'll make him stand down. Here it is. There you go. Can't use them again for the time being. Okay. So, here's to bring it up to speed. We have the abilities to create more legions. And the next large legion we can create is going to come from Captos Pontica. The second largest army. In fact, the larger army. Now that we think about it. And the amount of money we make, we can afford it. And we did say that the Navy is not a priority now. And we can get other legions from other areas. The third largest, if we were to raise, is going to come from Armenia. Which is the reason why I wanted all of Armenia in the first place. Because of the population numbers that it can provide. As well as advancing to there. Get to your ships. And I am sacking you right now. I'm tired of your crap. It's just general unhappiness all around. To be fair, it's an area of mixed populations, and that's problematic for some. I mean, we can declare war against them right now, but... Hey, since we broke up, we want to get back together, and, you know... Yes, we've dishonored your alliance, you don't like us, but... I mean, you were somewhat useful to us, but... I just fear Thrace may start a war against Macedon before I even have a chance to... Because they'll be fully committed to that conflict, whereas I'm just, you know, be fighting alone. And we do not have the money to raise another legion, and that's probably where we're likely going to save it up for next time. Instead of improving this metropolis here. Which we're just barely making enough food there. That's the reason why I've been doing these colonizations of other areas so intensely, just to move these people. Get out of here. Don't eat up so much food. Just be sent somewhere. Be frontiersmen or something. Hence, here's your source of unhappiness because of what we just did. Now, them, however, is another story. I mean, you can't really watch over everything, though. You just have to do what you can. I mean, our manpower is good enough that we'll be ready for the next conflict. War Exhaustion should be good enough, in my opinion, based on the rate it's going down. Yeah, you got plenty of years. another source of unhappiness. It's this. Now that we've reformed the military, but it's not quite fully reformed yet. Glad you're doing healthy. We need you to stick around. Even sometimes I wish you were Archon because, and again, you don't have the Senate influence. Because that deployed Tribune rather low. And that's the reason why it's going to be out of Azanes once again. So we're shipping you to the area. Getting set for the next war. Actually, be careful. Actually, you may want to go over here instead, because there's pirates on the coast, and we have our fleet maintenance lowered still, because we're trying to make a fortune. Again, taking control more of this region, thinking the amount of cohorts that it'll bring, along with Armenian. Whereas in this, these areas here, it doesn't command much population. Small cities, insignificant. I probably wouldn't want to estimate this a bit. It's actually 2 cities. Whereas in Gogark, it's 2 cities. Who builds a city in a pass? Whose idea was this? Which again, we're trying to beat them to it. They can have the Assyrian parts, but not the Cappadocian or Armenian parts. And don't raise too many levies. That's a lesson we've learned. And that'll be the last war. And then after that, and then after this next Cappadocian war, we will no doubt raise more legions. Probably the Armenian one for starters, because smaller cohorts, less maintenance to deal with. Even though we have gotten an innovation that lowers it even more. Oh, so that's where they live, those pirate ships. Actually, get back in here. To here. Quickly. Another most populous province. That'll be our claim. One more time. But Thrace has raised their levies and moving towards that direction of Macedon. Or even Dalmatia. Do they have a claim against Dalmatia? Look again. What do they have anything against Moria? And remember, possible reliable ally whenever it's needed. If we ever fight against Seleucids, you know, to deal with the Bactrians. They've raised their levies. Oh no. Does that mean... No, they're not at war. Thought the Seleucids have already attacked. Just need to be deployed here, then you'll be headed to there. Which again, primary objective for the next conflict. Yeah, go ahead. Free political influence. Port markets complete. Another import route. Not going to be able to work on this because we don't have foundries. But we'll finish the episode with this mission complete. And a subsequent third term beginning for this Archon. For this guy, I should say. Yep, they're definitely mobilizing. Also, yes, Thrace does have a cash spell against him. Which... Here we go again. And Rome is this time winning. Yes, Rome is winning big time because... That's for Lucania. Oh, I forgot about that area. That they got somehow. Wait for it, wait for it. Okay. Has to be a Xerxid. You. Province of Paphlagonia, Paris, thriving Gravenite capital, adds more city building slots and, more importantly, another local import route. And up to 3 able minor characters will rise to serve their country, and a noble will appear there. The elite of... By strengthening our authority, it's now been showing local society in Bithynia and Paphlagonia that our state is both powerful and willing to reward those that serve us. We have inspired a generation of new men, persons of ability, that seek out opportunities to serve their country, hoping to win themselves weapon influence. 2 Cappadocian Zoroastrians. Well, look at you, a Marshal 10. If we ever create that new legion, particularly the Armenian one, for monetary reasons, you're going to be the man in charge. I could see that already. More global monthly food modifier by another surplus of grain. You don't get it from Thrace because I want to keep trade relations with them, keep them happy. Told you that city is rather problematic. I'll be sure to build a grand theater and grand temple whenever we have a lot more money next time. And Thrace is about to start their war. Well, we're going to soon make them turn to the other direction, towards Cappadocia. And I hope they don't still have those same generals that really kicked our cans last time. Okay, fine. We hope. So we don't need to go all the way to cohorts. But we do have the law that that law that raises legions freely cannot be active. But you can go continue this route for lower experience decay and more discipline. Discipline and successful city sieges will now generate more military experience. That's very, very tempting. Like, instead of going that way for more discipline, well, why not get the best of both by going down this route instead? the next time we get 2 innovations. So I'm definitely going to go get this and then that. Because we need that experience. So we can continue on with this Persian rule traditions that we've now taken. Counterfacts will be next, and then in the future, Cavalry Skirmish, which will not only get Cavalry Skirmish Tactic, but more importantly, 4 more innovations. So in the next episode, as we will leave you here with this, we know how to get our war exhaustion down. It's just we've learned our lessons. But we're still going to use levies, but hopefully to a lesser degree. And try not to get any more involved in other people's wars. Like, whatever happens to them, I do not care. It's an issue between us and Paphlagonia. And Thrace can come too. And, I highly doubt Parthia would join because of the distance and the access of lack thereof. But we can take them on. We got a good general. Got good of everything. So this episode was, you know, lessons that were learned, but of course as this war is going to be ongoing in the next one, hopefully shorter, and hope Thrace stays stable, and it is. That we hope nobody just tries to, you know, get things out of hand and whatnot. So hopefully it'll go well for us in the next episode. But until then, so long for now.